It is often said that little by little a bird builds its nest. But when the building is that of Africa's first diverse business ecosystem, it becomes pertinent to dig really deep and lay a solid foundational network. Through the past decade and more, the VFD Group has not only created a strong base, we are well on course, constructing an impenetrable and dynamic framework of innovative products and solutions for everyday people and businesses. We took our first steps in 2009. Our initial building plan was to implement revolutionary ideas towards granting individuals and companies increased access to formal financial services.
Well, the fundamental vision of VFD is the dream of creating a platform that can allow young people, as we were back then, to actualize their dreams, actualize themselves from an entrepreneurship standpoint, bet companies and grow them to maturity and success. 13 years down, I think we've done quite a bit in that respect. When we started VFD Group, it seemed almost impossible for you to raise funds to start a business, especially if the person is not your parent or someone that is deeply invested in you. But we broke that jinx, so to speak. We were able to raise retail funds that was directed towards the business. Back then, we had about 32 shareholders, which seemed rather inconceivable, at that point in time. But we were able to do it, and we built a structure through governance, through transparency of operations, through accountability, holding ourselves to task with respect to what has been assigned to each individual, and through a strong adherence to governance, we were able to build a structure that currently today serves as a base to support all that we dreamt about, and supporting even young people these days to actualize their own dreams.
Between 2014 and 2017, we picked up pace, covering hundreds of miles. We revised our building plan and reinforced our foundation as we added the Bureau de Change operations, set up the VFD Microfinance Bank, gained a controlling interest in Germain Motors, and started the Ancoria Asset Management firm. This firm would go on to launch 3 SEC-registered mutual funds, with AF ratings from Augusto & Co. and A+F ratings from Data Pro Rating Agency.
Finance is the lifeblood of every other business in the economy. And if you are a significant player in the financial services industry, some way you are exposed to every other aspect of the economy. We also were not typically focused on the servicing of finance in itself. We were in the investment category of finance that supports people and supports their aspirations.
We always had a platform mentality, and we wanted to build something that people can stand on to achieve their dreams, and that is encapsulated in our ecosystem strategy. It is worthy of note that in our capital raise of 2018, we had a combined success rate of 105%, far exceeding the 50 shareholders needed to become a private company.
So the business itself started as far back as 2009. I think the first few years early stage of the business was really a period where there was a lot of grind. It was a business that was built with a family oriented kind of environment. So everybody knew everybody. Someone was related to every customer, so someone within the system. That's how we built the business. And I think a very pivotal era in the face of the company was in Q4 2018. That period for us also gave us the opportunity to revalidate the business model.
In the years 2018 and 2019, we started consolidating our structure, expanding the VFD investor base and increasing shareholder funds through the recapitalization of the microfinance bank and real estate subsidiaries from 50 million to 1 billion naira and from 10 million to 1 billion naira respectively.
2018 was like a turning point. Yeah, it was important to create value to shareholders. I think the strategy before then was, how do we create value at the center of the various investments that we've done as a group?
As we continue to scale and grow our business, we realize the need to have some streamlined visions in almost all the industries where we're invested. For our investment decisions today, I will look at it through 5 major pillars. Profit is a major consideration for this because you expect some returns on putting out investments and also the time consideration you put into it. Aside profit, you're also looking at cash flow. How is this business able to generate enough cash flow so that it's able to serve liquidity across board within the ecosystem? You have your leverage consideration. On the equity I've put into the business, I'm able to extract some liabilities that can also serve other entities within the system. There's a growth consideration because you invest and you expect some form of growth, even if not in the immediate profit comes in. And you see a lot of our tech businesses are viewed in this particular line of growth, which is how well is the business doing scale-wise. And I think the last one, which is also equally important and ties every of them back, is the ecosystem fit. We want every investment in the ecosystem to have a purpose it serves. Either it's able to create more value for other entities, and at the same time, it's able to get value back from other entities. So it's a symbiotic relationship we're building within the ecosystem.
Our ecosystem began to emerge with the following noteworthy milestones. Issuance of 1 million naira senior debt notes to investors in 2018, consolidation of a 32% consortium of NEM Insurance in 2018, which was later divested in 2019. Raising of 525 million naira within 1 week from a 175% subscription and liquidation in 2019. Expansion of the real estate and hospitality businesses and launch of the boardroom apartments. VFD Group became a public limited liability company in 2019 and launch of V by VFD Microfinance Bank app in 2020. By the time 2020 rolled around, the VFD Group was flying high. In just over a decade, our assets base had moved from 2.5 million to 53 billion naira.
2020 also came with its own unique challenge. The first positive for us was that from a technology perspective, our assessments and what we realized was that we were quite ready to run the business remotely to a very large extent. And that period also gave us the opportunity to evaluate which businesses were as flexible and which ones were not so flexible in terms of structure. What we've continued to do is look for creative ways to navigate difficult challenges, but also begin to push for how to drive the business and our activities outside of just Nigeria to see how we make impact in Africa and the world at large.
When we founded the company, the partners strategized at the time that it would make sense to have a 3 strategy approach to the companies and the sectors that we went into. The first was financial services, because that enabled us to build the right capital structure for all the other ventures. The second was real estate and hospitality, which started in about 2015. The company started in 2009. And the third is what we're doing now, which is power and other consumer-facing type businesses that we're looking to get into. So those are the 3 phases that we strategize to go into, and that speaks to what a VFD group we call the ecosystem, right? So we started out with the financial services firms, like I mentioned. We have a digital bank, we have an asset management company, we have a stock brokerage company, but also we're in hospitality and real estate, where we are in car dealership, and ultimately we're getting into power. The idea of our ecosystem, which we call the first truly diverse ecosystem in Africa, is that one customer can come into the VFD Group ecosystem and can get a lot of the services and products that they need from one company or one group of companies. For example, we have strategic interest in the exchange, so we can provide exchange services for people. At the same time, we have an art tech company in the ecosystem, ArtSplit, you can also participate in that kind of space. But ultimately and critically, we have core banking, which is a digital bank that serves that as the base for what ties everything together. In the first category, we have the banking part of things. Abe Mortgage Bank, VFD Microfinance Bank, Ancora Asset Management, Ancora Investment and Securities. Those businesses form the core base of what we call the ecosystem. A customer can have a mortgage with us, have a bank account with us, also do their wealth management with us, right? At the same time, we can provide the houses that they buy and get the mortgage for from our real estate firm, DRE and Harrow. So that's the kind of way that we bring the customers in, and through good service, we try to keep them in our ecosystem.
We launched VFD Tech in 2020, and in 2021, we started Herald Real Estate, acquired 11.8% of Piggy Vest, and carried out a rights offer of 4.15 billion naira while setting up our arts and investment platform. Our deep-rooted foundation has made it possible for us to keep growing while accomplishing laudable feats. In 2020, Ancora Asset Management, one of our portfolio companies, ranked as the second best performing mutual fund in September, and in 2021, it was recognized as the best mutual funds manager of the year. The V by VFD Microfinance Bank app presently has over 300,000 customers, over 10,000 downloads, and ranks as one of the top finance apps in the iOS App Store.
At VFD Group, our core is our DNA. As a group, we are committed, we are innovative, we are ambitious. We also have a diverse skill set, which involves the numerous people that we have hired to be able to help us achieve our set objectives. Since inception in 2009, we have always seen far beyond where we were. Our ideas over the years have worked together in building the formidable ecosystem that we have today. At VFD, we are fearless in our pursuit of our ambitions. We are strategic yet patient, but we move swiftly when necessary. We are always actively looking for the next opportunity, and if you are following us, you can see this in our most recent ventures, ArtSplit and Herald. These two businesses are businesses that give people an opportunity to own parts of pieces of art and real estate.
Our flight has touched down in Ghana, where we have established our presence to render relevant services in the country. Our foreign exchange license is presently operational and working with our remittance partners in the UK. We have set up a strong network in that industry as well.
I think it's exciting, also scary sometimes. Our expectation is that in a number of years, the VFD brand will become a global brand.
We have an unconventional vision and a disciplined approach to execution. In all things, we play to win.
So in the next 6 years, I think VFD Group would build a very compelling ecosystem that goes beyond the shores of Nigeria for Nigerians and for Africans to actualize their business objectives.
Growth, expansion, and consolidation are all we see in the future, because VFD Group is on a journey to building Africa's first diverse ecosystem.